And we're so excited about the Wealth and Wellness Experience. If you're here, then you've already heard that we are going to Tulum, Mexico in October 7th through 10th. And during that time, we're talking about building wealth and finding ways to invest, because you're not going to build wealth from your everyday job, right? You're going to work and you can make $200,000-$300,000 and not have that wealth if you're a slave basically to your income and to your salary. But we're talking about investment opportunities. We're talking about ways that you can really grow, that your money can work for you. And we'll be talking about a variety of ways to do that, but we're also talking about how we can live our best lives, be happy, and not just be wealthy, but also live to enjoy it. So what are the eating habits we need? What's the stress management we need? What are the other things that we need in order to be successful? We are starting this evening with Asia McGee, who is going to talk to us about social media and how you can use that professionally. So Asia, I'm turning it over to you.
Hi, Ebony. Thank you so much for having me this evening and for having me a part of the Wealth and Wellness Experience. Hello, everyone. I am excited to talk to you today about how to leverage social media for your professional goals. And so just a little bit about me. My name is Asia Karim McGee. I am a Chicago-based personal branding strategist and messaging specialist, and I help entrepreneurs and corporate professionals to become the undeniable choice. One of the tools that you can use to do this is social media, but I want to just give you a little bit of backdrop about personal branding to help you just better understand what that is and how to brand yourself online. So personal branding in a nutshell is how you lead the conversation about you in order to shape perception around you. There is a misconception sometimes that you may not even have a personal brand. And I want to dispel that myth by saying that you absolutely do. Because when your name comes up in a room or when other people are referring to you or speaking of you, there's something about you. And ultimately, your personal brand is how you live in their minds. Your personal brand is this intangible asset that's really anchored in your purpose, but that also encompasses your skills and your gifts and your it factors, your passions, your personality, the things that make you uniquely you. An easy way to think about this is sometimes you guys may have been exposed to, like, if corporations or gatherings, they'll have like a gumbo contest or like a chili contest, and everybody makes chili. It's essentially the same thing for everyone, but everyone's chili has a distinct taste. And I want you to think about your personal brand is your own pot of chili. There's a distinction. And this distinction is what you are communicating through that activity of personal branding. You are bringing out your difference. You are communicating to others why you are the best in class, why you are the one for the job. You are able to provide a high source of value through that activity of personal branding to those that you are meant to serve, and you're creating impact for them. So social media then becomes this stage for you to really amplify your difference and connect with people globally, to share your message, to share more of your skills and share more of your gifts, to really move people forward, to advance the world in your own unique way. Social media is directional. And so you want to approach social media with goals so that you can make sure that your activity there is even effective. So one of the challenges is that we got on social media initially for our personal reasons and our personal connections, and then to connect with friends and family online. And then social media took a turn where it started to become a tool that could be used to serve our professional growth and could be used to monetize what we do entrepreneurially and otherwise. And there's a different way that you really need to approach social media when you are operating in those different spaces. When you are leveraging social media for your professional goals, you want to, number one, have goals for your social media. So you build your brand through content. I want to backtrack a little bit. You build your personal brand through content. original, authoritative content. You can share content all day long from other people, things that people say and funny memes, and that really doesn't do much to help people understand who you are and understand your distinction. So when you are creating this content online, you want to make sure that it's original and it's authoritative, that it's communicating really the best aspects of you. And so then you step on your stage, you step on your online stage, you get in mind what opportunity I want to create for myself. What opportunity do you want to create for yourself? And you create content that would help you to be perceived as the person that will get the yes. I want to run that back. So you get a goal in mind. What is the goal? How do you need to be perceived in order to attain that goal? Then you directionally start creating content that will fuel that perception around you. And ultimately, your social media channels are a portfolio for you, for people to engage with your thought leadership, for them to view your work, for you to make connections, for you to build an audience and build community. And all of these things serve you to your next level goals. So I want to recap a little bit. The first thing that you need to know is that you have a personal brand. This personal brand is your distinction. And through the activity of personal branding, you are communicating the best aspects of you 24/7, not only to highlight your difference, but to make an impact on others. The next thing is that social media is an amplifier. It's going to make bigger and larger the great content that you're already creating and providing. And so you want to approach social media with the heart to serve, with the heart to represent yourself in the best light, so that you can unlock opportunities for yourself, so that you can have options. So if you have never thought about building your personal brand online or using social media, I know that entrepreneurs tend to understand that social media is something that they absolutely must do. They can see a direct line to how they are growing in wealth and profitability through the use of online channels. But as a corporate professional, you may say, I'm not sure the social media is too important. I'm pretty settled in my job, or, I'm on LinkedIn, but, I'm good here. I want to encourage you to manage your online reputation as well, because again, when you build your brand online, you have options. We are in a day and age where society is advancing in incredible ways. And one of the, I won't call it a downside, but one of the other things to think about with that is that everybody is becoming more tech savvy. More people are pursuing advanced degrees. And so when it's you and 100 other people that are standing side by side next to one another, really competing for an opportunity, how are you standing out? Well, your personal brand is one of the ways that you will stand out, that you will rise to the top of the conversation as the undeniable choice. So if you have not built your brand online, I want you to go and look at your page. I want you to look at your profiles with just a untrained eye. If you were somebody that was seeking you out, and you came to your profiles and you looked, what story does it tell about you? What message is your channels telling? Look at the content that you've been sharing or creating. What is this saying about you? Is it saying the right things about you? How do you want to be perceived? Are you telling a story that contributes to that perception? And even one of the things that you can do is literally survey others in your network. And I say in your network and not just like your friends or, your relatives, because you want to get a comprehensive understanding of how people perceive you. So I like to post it on Facebook because it gets me a wide range of perspectives in a short amount of time. And I ask, what are the first 3 things that come to mind when you think of me? What are the first 3 things that come to mind when you think of me? And people are going to comment and they're going to say all types of stuff. People that have known you a little bit of time, people that have known you a long time, people that are close to you, people that are distant and maybe just an acquaintance of yours. And you want to collect all this data. you want to collect all this data and you want to analyze it, and you want to say what words or similar words have come up the most, and tally them up and say, you know, these are the top 3 things, which means this is the word on the street about me. This is how I live in people's minds. This is essentially my personal brand. And so at that point, you have to determine, are these things the main things that need to be dominant in the conversation about me in order for me to advance to my next level? Or are there some other things that need to rise to the top of the conversation to better communicate my distinction and my unique contributions? And if there are other things, use content, original content, to turn the tide of perception about you in the direction that you need it to go. So the bridge from here to there is really personal branding. Once you see it, you can become it. Once they see you, they will accept you as such. And so use social media to your benefit. Some people will directly become clients. Some people will refer you for opportunities. And some people will come and again see that you are very skilled and you have a strong track record in the things you do. Use social media to become tip of tongue and top of mind so that you can achieve your professional goals. At the Wealth and Wellness Experience in October, I will be talking more about personal branding and even sharing a little bit more about, you know, some things that you should pair in conjunction with building your brand online through social media to really maximize your branding efforts. I'll be talking about monetizing your social media. And so I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there.
So to Spiceda, my soror, she is going to be speaking to us today about tax strategies. And Spiceda is my tax savior, my favorite CPA. So Spiceda, you're on.
Hey y'all, hey, welcome to this Tuesday night, and welcome to being a part of the Wealth and Wellness Experience. So Ebony called me here and, you know, to talk about wealth and wellness, the tax deduction list. Are y'all ready? Get your pens and your papers out. I'm going to go quick, and I want to make sure that you have this list. Now, if you don't get the list, I'm going to drop it in the group later on, so that make sure that you have what you need so that you can not only have fun, but you can also be saving money and getting wealth. Okay. So, all right. So I titled this, How to Deduct Where You Stay and Where You Play. Okay. I'm a pretty interactive person. I'm not going to make y'all participate, but where you stay and where you play. And today we're going to focus on where you play. Okay, because we are playing and learning and building our wealth in Tulum. All right, so I say this, you are an asset, okay? Wealth is about building assets. Ebony, you're not on mute. And as you build your wealth, you got to realize that you, just like Asia said, you are the asset. And you are the one showing up in Tulum. And so this is what we're going to do. I want you to keep yourself in the mindset, what makes you you? I don't know if you're an entrepreneur. I don't know if you're coming to Tulum to get the knowledge, to start a business, or you already have a business. But we are going to talk about tax deductions in Tulum, Mexico, where we stay and where we play. All right, I bet you guys never thought about this, and maybe you did, especially you business owners. When you're packing, I want you to make sure that you bring an envelope with you. So I got this, I normally travel with an envelope. And with that envelope, I make sure that as I'm going through eating meals, as I'm going through the airport, even if it's just for a simple cup of coffee, I have something to catch my tax deductions, okay? Because tax deductions are everywhere, okay? Let me say that again. Tax deductions are everywhere. Let me explain. If you've already booked your ticket to the conference, you've already incurred a tax deduction, and tax deductions reduce taxable income. We're not going to get into the details of this, but I want you to have your list together knowing, hey, this is not an expense. This is an investment. Because as an accountant, I like to always tell my clients, we're an investment and not an expense. So I want you to identify the investments in everyday life. But today, we're going to talk about the investments of coming to Tulum, okay? Getting your ticket, number one. Number two, booking your airline flight. That's tax deductible. And number three, because it's included in the ticket, but hotel. Because at times you might be traveling, whether it's an Airbnb, whether it's a commercial hotel, make sure that you get the receipt. Now, let me tell you how to capture a tax deduction, because I've had people say, hey, how do I prove that it's business? I totally believe in audit proofing what you do. Okay, I totally believe in, if it's business related, you should not be paying taxes on it. Okay. And how do you not do that? Okay. How do you not do that is, number one, make sure you have something to catch and trap every expense that you have as you're going through the day. I know you're going to be having fun. You're going to be sipping your drinks in this all-inclusive in Tulum. Let me tell y'all, it is wonderful in Tulum. Okay. Now, as you're doing that, you might leave and tour the city. Make sure that you're, again, capturing the deductions, snap it with your phone. Okay. Now, those of you who are business owners, did you know that you being the best employer on the whole entire earth can be tax deductible? Yes, I'm gonna say it again. Did you know that you can be the best employer on the whole entire earth and make it tax deductible? Let me tell you how. You're going to bring your employees or your VA or some, your best employee, if you don't want to bring them all, but you can make it a contest in your office. You can motivate your employees. You can motivate your team. You can motivate your staff by making a contest to come with me to Tulum. And guess what? The entire thing is tax deductible. And this is one of my sayings. You're going to give to God or you're going to give to the government. Pick one. Okay. You're going to give to your team or you're going to give to the government. Pick one. You're going to invest in your business or you're going to invest in the government. Pick one. Okay. So in Tulum, how you can get this going, be the employer of choice, invite somebody, do a contest, bring them with you to Tulum and bring your spouse. Bringing your spouse too is tax deductible. So I'll get into the nitty gritty of that later. I'm not going to be talking about that in Tulum, so y'all better bring this list and get ready. All right, number 6. Now that ticket that you got, right? We have a whole itinerary for you guys. All these great speakers are here, right? You have the flyer, you have all of the itinerary. Make sure you keep it because you are in Tulum to learn, get wealth, grow, and make sure that you grow your assets to the next level. Now, I said again earlier that you want to make sure that you're audit proofing your play. Okay? It's not play, it's business, right? You can have fun in business. You can have fun when you play. Every day I play because I love what I do, if y'all can't tell. But make sure that you get the itinerary. Put that with the ticket, just as if it was a receipt. Because if anything ever goes down, you know how, everyone say you got to show your receipts. You're going to have to show the receipts. Now, let me tell you one little tip. Let's say you lost the receipt to Starbucks. You more than likely didn't spend $75 in Starbucks. So the IRS rule is that you maintain all receipts over $75. So as long as you are swiping one card, that's another tip. As long as you are swiping one card, I like to, when I go out of town, I like to have one card that I use. And that one card I sync into my accounting system. Okay, so I can make sure that I'm not leaving no coins behind. I'm not leaving no tax deductions behind. I'm making sure that I've created a system to capture the deduction, because deductions are everywhere. And everywhere you go, you're taxed. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that when you go to the store and you buy some now laters, and I don't know why I said now laters, but you buy some now laters, they're going to charge you tax, because everywhere you go, you're taxed. But it's your job to make sure that you identify and keep up with your expenditures so that you can identify them as not taxable. All right. Now, I just told y'all how to make your trip tax deductible, but there's more. How much more time I have? I think I have enough. This is especially for you lovely people who like to get content. And I'm
About
building
5
on it.
minutes.
See, that's all I need. So I'm building on what Asia just said. She talked about you are a brand. And in you being a brand, you're an asset. What does a brand need? Brands take photos, videos, social media content, all of that good stuff. So if you're a business and you're taking your business with you and you're learning in Tulum for your business or for the business that your future business that you're going to have, you want to have the PPP plus that I'm about to give you. All right. And it's more tax deductions out there for influencers, business owners, content creators. If you have a social media account and you have a business, these tips are for you. Y'all ready? 1, I want you to get your outfits out. Yes, your outfits can be tax deductible. I'm about to tell you how. All right, grab your cell phones, grab your cameraman, bring him to Tulum with you. If you are heavy on the content like that, you can even create 30 days of content while you're in Tulum, and it could be fully tax deductible. Make the entire trip even more tax deductible. Add your outfits. Your outfits aren't normally tax deductible. Let me tell you why. If you can wear it every day to work, it's not tax deductible according to the IRS. But if you throw a logo on it, you know, my business is X Financial Inc. You see a logo behind it, boom, 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 boom. Anyway, if you throw that on a shirt and, you know, you wear it, then that makes it tax deductible automatically. But how, as an influencer and content creator, you can do this is you can make sure that you shoot in your content. And so get your hair done, nails done, everything done, and everything deductible, because who wakes up out of bed except Beyonce and say, I woke up like this, and start shooting content? I mean, sometimes you do, but if it's photos and stuff you want to use professional, you're going to get your hair done, nails done, everything done, right? Hair done, nails done, what I said. Hair, natural product, girls, get your natural products ready. You know, do your wigs, do your hats, do your hair pieces. That becomes tax deductible, because let's say, hey, I'm sure I'm going to have my wig. I mean, I got a girlfriend. I'm going to bring her, because if I need to shoot content, because I'm a natural girl, I want to make sure that I'm going to be cute no matter what. And I'm going to take every opportunity while I'm there to create content for my clients, right? And by the way, I didn't say who I was. My name is Spiceda Jackson. I am an accountant, and I am the CPA you love. I'm the founder of X Financial Inc. We do business as Tax Plus 365, and we help entrepreneurs find the problem, locate the solution, and make sure it never comes back again. All right, here's the PPP before my time is out. All right.
Yeah, you got 3 minutes, Spicy.
I got it, girl. I'm almost done. I'm gonna be done in 1 minute. Thank you very much. All right, PPP plus for content creators. All right, number 1, y'all want to plan the content. This is how you're going to make sure it's tax deductible. Number 2, you're going to pack your outfits. Plan the content and pack the outfits that are going to go along with the content. Okay. Number 3, picture yourself in wealth and freedom of Tulum. Let me say that again. Picture yourself in the wealth and freedom of Tulum. Okay, because Tulum is a wealthy and healthy place. Okay. Number 4, post your content, because that's going to provide number 5, proof that you were doing business. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in Tulum. I'm Spiceda Jackson, the accountant you love. If you want to work with us, just go to xfinancialcpa.com or accountantthisway.com. I'll have some quick tips for you guys on Tulum. Follow the blog. See y'all later.
Yay! Thank you, Spiceda. That was amazing information. And importantly, we learned that this trip is tax deductible in so many ways, not just the trip itself, but the clothes you pack. And that is amazing. Thank you so much for that information. So if you have not gotten your tickets yet, know that this is a tax deductible trip. And now we are going to Nubia. Now, let me tell y'all something. The speakers that are participating, I just met them as we've gone through this journey of planning this event. And these are just some amazing, amazing people. And what I think is the most amazing about them is that they're not selfish, right? These are people who have made money doing what they love, and they want to tell you about it. They want to share their information, and they're excited about sharing it. So I'm so excited to introduce Nubia, Black in Tulum, because I told somebody, hey, we're having this event in Tulum. And they were like, did you know about Black in Tulum? You got to talk to her. So I'm so glad we reached out to Nubia and she was excited to join us. Nubia, you are on.
Hey, everybody. I hope you can hear me okay. I hope everybody is doing well. My name is Nubia. I'm the founder and CEO of Black in Tulum. Thank you so much, Ebony, for the great introduction. And Spiceda, I mean, literally, you got everybody pumped up about these tax deductions. And let me tell y'all, if you need anybody to assist you on where to get your content in Tulum, hit us up and we will make sure that we hook you up with a photographer, a makeup artist, and a tour, or whatever you need to do to get your content so you can go ahead and write all those off. So thank you. That was a perfect segue. I am on this beautiful journey of being a nomad over 40. And I got set up with the United States about 6 years ago, just tired of the rat race that we all know so well. And I decided to pack my bags with a one-way ticket to Southeast Asia, and I've never returned. I literally lived in Thailand for almost 3 years. I am currently living in Mexico and have been here for almost 3 years, and I own a multi-million-dollar business. So I did all that because I put myself first. Regardless of what was going on in my world, I needed to put myself first. My health, my mental health was more important than worrying about how to pay a bill or the rent or whatever the case may be. And I just said, screw this, I'm going to be open to receiving whatever abundance that the universe has coming my way. And I took one step forward. That step took me to meeting a host of wonderful, creative people who literally have helped me build my brand, my business, myself. And I did it all with intention. Don't get me wrong. I didn't have a PPP plus plan. I didn't go into this with a write-up of how I'm going to do it or how things would get done. But what I did do is I had the faith and I had the resilience and the perseverance to move forward. So my whole speech at the Wealth and Wellness Conference will totally be about becoming a digital nomad over the age of 40. I hear people so often say, I have kids, I have family, I have aging parents, I have a partner, I have all of these things. Well, that's life. Welcome to life. We all have those things. However, when do we put ourselves first? When do we take the time out to say, you know, I need, I deserve, I want, and we actually do those things for ourselves? If you really truly think about it, not that often. And that's the sad part, because we put ourselves second to everyone else. Just because you have kids does not mean that you are not a priority in the world. I have 2 kids. I have one age 25 and another age 23. My 23-year-old just moved to Mexico 7 months ago, and he works for my business. It's a beautiful journey, guys. Like, at the end of the day, whether you come to Tulum or whether you go to Europe or Asia or even someplace in the United States is just not home, you can literally expand your horizons, expand your mind, meet new people, say hello. I'm always that person that needs community. I live and breathe community. If I see you on the streets of Mexico, anywhere, I'm gonna say, hey sis, hey bro, what's up? Where y'all at? Where you coming from? Because that's just who I am. Not everybody is an extrovert, and I get that. However, you never know who you'll be sitting next to. You never know who's on that flight, and you never know who that person that you said hello or smiled at is. I have been to multiple countries around the world just by meeting people and extending myself to say, hello, hi, how are you? My name is. So I just talk about the manifestation of your life, how you in your life are a blank canvas and you are a masterpiece and you are in charge of painting that picture. So if you have any questions about Tulum, make sure to check out our community at blackintulum.com and or on Instagram or on Facebook at Black in Tulum. The wonderful part about this is we celebrated our 2-year anniversary just last week. So I just thank you. I am super excited. It's been an amazing journey. There's always going to be ups and downs. I think somebody needs to go on mute. I'm not sure. Is that Renee Matthews?
The real question, my dear, is why is my video courtroom?
Sorry about that, guys. I forgot where I was. Either way, my point is that if you need any assistance with travel to Tulum, Mexico specifically, and or Cancun or Playa del Carmen, we have an entire community. Now, let me just circle back really quick. I started this business with 23 people on the sandy beaches of Tulum, and now we have a community of almost 30,000 in 2 years. So this community is amazing. They help each other with tips, tricks, itineraries. If you have questions, if you even are traveling solo and you want to meet up with people, just drop a name in the group and say, hey, I'm coming on, it's gonna be in town, and I swear it's like comments just go off. And we literally just have time to post 5 6.
You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit.
What happens to you this have the strongest side and hear me?
A little bit. It's breaking up a little bit.
Okay, let's try one ear pod instead of 2. How's
That's
that?
much better. Much better.
Okay. It's blame it on Apple. But literally join the community on Facebook, Black in Tulum. And I promise you, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns about safety or where to go, where to stay, the community is there to assist. If you want to go a step further and you have a huge event, you can email us at hello@blackandtravel.com and we'll be more than happy to assist you. But yes, my name is Nubia and I cannot wait to welcome you guys to Tulum for the Wealth and Wellness Experience, October 7th through the 10th.
And we cannot wait. Thank you so much, Nubia. And she didn't really give y'all the gems today, but she gonna give them to y'all. She's gonna really tell you how she grew this business. And I know people right now that are trying to start a business and a lot of things get in the way. You're afraid, you feel like you don't have the money to start a business. When you hear Nubia's story, you will be amazed, inspired, and ready to go. So we're excited to meet up with you in Mexico. Next, we are going to talk to Rashana Scott. Do we have Rashana on?
Yeah, she's here.
Rashana.
Let's go to the next person. She walked away for a little bit. She'll be back,
Okay. Okay, all right, sounds good. We will skip to Renee. I want to talk to this is Dr. Renee. And me and Dr. Renee grew up in this small city suburb outside of Detroit, where we were one of just a few Black families there. And we met each other when we were in a play together, actually, during summer camp. So I've known Renee forever. And Dr. Renee has this amazing platform where she is just educating Black people on being healthy and being your advocate for being an advocate for yourself in the healthcare industry. She's going to talk to us today about how do you measure stress? How do sometimes you're stressing, you don't even realize it, right? But you might have a stomach ache or you might have, so Dr. Renee is going to tell us some symptoms of stress and how we can manage it. Dr. Renee, you ready for us?
I'm ready.
Yay.
So, as she mentioned, I'm going to talk about stress. So I think that a lot of people don't realize that they are stressed, but they're actually stressed. Did you know that memory problems are a sign of stress? Because it is a lot of brain power to be stressed. And so, because of that, everyday tasks that you normally do or people you talk to, you can't think of names, you can't think of words. All of these things are signs of stress. Who knew, right? Headaches. Now, I think a lot of people do know headaches, can be a sign of stress, but headaches can be a sign of a lot of things, but they can also be a sign of stress. But these are debilitating headaches on the borderline of migraines and low back pain. Who would think of that, right? So I'm just giving you a little taste of what we will talk about in Tulum. But low back pain is, usually, oh, I pulled a muscle because I lifted something heavy or I didn't sleep right or something like that. But no, that can be a sign of stress as well. So I wanted to give you guys some real quick tips, a few quick tips to help you to manage your stress. Develop a sleep routine. Now, when I say routine, I'm saying you need to turn off your phone at least an hour before you're going to go to sleep so that your body and mind can shut down. I know everyone has heard that light is awful. It's terrible for our bodies when you're trying to go to sleep. Apple even incorporated a new sleep light thing. I think they did that about 3-4 years ago. That's great and good, but please try and shut down everything an hour before you're going to go to sleep. The other trick, set an alarm. Now, I know we have alarms set to wake up, set an alarm to go to sleep because some of us don't realize that we are up and it's now 11 o'clock because maybe you don't have the television on, so you don't know what program is playing. You're not looking at the clock. Set an alarm to go off to say, I need to go to sleep. And if you can get 7 to 9 hours, which I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, but 7 to 9 hours, let me tell you another little secret. Sleeping can make you skinny too. So that was what clued me into I need to go to sleep and get my hours. So I get 7 hours most days because of the fact that I'm like, nope, I need to do whatever I can to stay on the right side of the scale. Take time out. Now, many people nowadays and back in the day, their parents put them in timeout when they got in trouble. You put your kids in timeout when they get in trouble. You need to take a timeout. If you are feeling stressed, take a timeout. Just take a walk. Go in your room and lay down. I have found deep breathing to be amazing. People who are stressed oftentimes do really shallow breathing, and that is really bad for your health. And I know that our fabulous yogi, Nicole, who led us through that whole meditation earlier, I know she would agree with me that deep breathing is so important. So if you could stop and just take in a deep breath and let it out. And if you need to go back to doing what you're doing, go back to doing what you're doing. But if not, please take that deep breath and relax. Relax. And take some time out for yourself. It will help to clear your mind, which is so important when you're stressed out. And my last tip is make time for relationships. And I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. When you're stressed, a lot of people pull back and isolate and get very quiet. You don't hear from them. You don't see them. Don't do that. You need to find somebody, whether it be a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, pastor. You need to find somebody that you can speak to and develop relationships. Have a friend that you can talk to regularly, but just don't be by yourself, because that's when things go worse than stress and get into far worse things that need medication and stuff. So those are my tips. Thank you, Ebony.
Thank you so much, Dr. Renee. I see some comments on that. Sleep can make you skinny. They want to know how. That's a question we got. How is sleep making you skinny? Can you go in a little bit more detail about that, Dr. Renee?
I definitely can. So when you sleep, you actually are burning calories in your sleep. And so if you don't have enough sleep, then that's what is going to attribute to you, more weight. Also, if you are awake longer, think about it. You probably are eating more. Now, you have to do what works for your body. I will be very honest with you. I eat literally up until the time I'm going to sleep. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, you're supposed to stop eating so many hours before you go to sleep. But for me and my body, I don't have to do that. I can eat up till I go to sleep. But the thing is that I now actually sleep a longer amount of time. I reset my body. I have a better day and more energy the next day because of the fact of my reset. And I also do intermittent fasting. So I only eat in a certain amount of hours anyway. But definitely if you sleep 7 to 9 hours, then that leaves you less time to eat and less time to snack. And if you are going to snack before you go to bed, you should probably make sure that it's something that's not going to be adding pounds to your body, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Right. But you know what? And since we're on it, and we're gonna jump to Jeff in a minute, who's gonna talk about sex, sea moss, and all the benefits. So he's gonna be talking a little bit about that too. But Dr. Renee, just tell us, and I know this is completely unrelated, but I think that your story is so amazing. And I've seen your transformation, and you still look like you're getting smaller and smaller. But you started on this weight loss journey, I think, during the pandemic, but probably before then, because I saw you working out before then. Maybe that was when you finally like really took it seriously. And how much weight did you lose?
I think I'm somewhere around 60 something, 65 something pounds.
Which is amazing, amazing. And you look great. And
Thanks.
so we're so excited to have you in Tulum. We're so excited that you're taking better care of yourself by sleeping.
And whoever comes to Tulum, I'll be working out every day if you want to join me, because I work out every day.
Oh my gosh, wait till you see the workout room at the resort. The workout room at the resort is amazing. It'll make you want to go work out there.
Okay.
It's amazing. So be ready for it. I will be working out as well. And we're excited.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Our next speaker is Rashana Scott. And at the event, Rashana and I are actually going to do a panel together. But tonight, Rashana is going to take it on her own. Now, I met Rashana because I'm in real estate here, and I don't think I introduced myself very much in the beginning of this, but I'm Ebony Lucas, and I am a real estate attorney and a real estate investor here in Chicago. I have built over the last 12 years, a $13 million real estate portfolio, and it continues to grow, and I'm excited, and I love talking about real estate. I love everything about real estate, but mostly I love the freedom that real estate has given me. So right now, Rashana is going to talk to us about finding real estate deals in this market. What kind of deals are out there? What kind of ways can we invest in this market that we're in right now, Rashana, that they say is a recession?
All right. Hello. Can you guys hear me okay?
We have an echo.
Okay. I was actually a little I think I had to leave the streaming platform for whatever reason. That was giving the echo, but is this better?
Yes, much.
Okay, so I have to log back into the streaming platform.
You don't need to be logged in. We are streaming you, and we have you, and we have your platforms connected, so we're all set.
Okay, great. Hey, everybody. So thank you so much for having me, Ebony. As she mentioned, we met doing real estate deals right here in Chicago. We met as individuals just introducing us and saying like, this is someone that you need to know. I am an Illinois licensed real estate broker, and I am a real estate investor as well. The majority of my clients are investors, whether they are first-time investors all the way up through seasoned investors. And the number one question that I'm getting right now is this a right time to be buying real estate? And it's so funny because that's the number one question that we're getting now. That's the number one question from 2 years ago. That's the number one question from 2 years before that. And if you go back in time and look at history, like the answer is that it's always a right time to be buying real estate, but you want to make sure that in any market that you're buying right. Right. So is there a right time? And yes, it's always a right time, but as long as you're buying smart. While, everybody is talking about how interest rates are gone up, they have not hit historic highs. We're nowhere near historic highs, actually. And they've actually even gone down, over the past week or so. So, rates are going up, they're going back down, but rent at the same time is increasingly going up. So as investors are getting into the market, just make sure your bottom line, your numbers, you stick to your numbers, and your numbers meaning, whatever your minimum cash flow is per month. If you decide that you want to go in and you want to purchase real estate and hold real estate, then, once you run your expenses, run your income, run your expenses, and take a look at that net income, as long as you're hitting your numbers, then yes, it's a good time to invest in real estate. Because one, if as you're holding rental property, your tenants are paying down the mortgage for you, and essentially over time, your equity is going up. So a number of ways that we are finding deals, even in this shifting market, as we call it. The good thing is that there are not as many buyers in the market, which means there's not as much competition, which means, for the properties where there was, even 6 months ago, even a year ago, there would be literally multiple offers on a property within the first day of it hitting the market. We're definitely seeing that slow down, in certain markets and in certain areas. So that's a good thing there, is that there is less competition in the market, because a lot of buyers, are not in the market anymore. And so with that being said, take a look at properties that have been on the market for longer days on market. So we call that DOM for short in the real estate world. Properties, we are definitely seeing longer days on market. So as you are searching for deals, searching for properties, you can actually go in and filter properties that have been on the market the longest, and you can start there. Many clients, many investors, even myself included, I'm sure Ebony has as well. There are still great deals on the market, but what strategy are you approaching it, right? And the sellers, for some reason, some sellers still believe that we're in a market where, you can price properties at the top of the market, and you can't, right? So now, sellers' motivation is going up because, again, they thought their property was going to be gone within hours, and it's not. One of the next ways is that I want you guys to make sure that you are marketing yourselves for exactly what it is that you are looking for. If you are looking to purchase a property, I need you to leverage social media. Asia just talked about, the power of social media. I need you guys to leverage social media and leverage the platforms that are available to you to let people know that you're in the market to buy. So there are a ton of Facebook groups, meetups, so many different networking sites that you can go on, and even in-person networking events. But even on Facebook, if you just go in, so we're in Chicago, if I just type in Chicago real estate, there's literally probably over 30 Facebook groups that come up. Chicago real estate investors, Chicago real estate investing, Chicago realtors, Chicago real estate finds, Chicago real estate cash buyers. I mean, there's going to be so many groups that come up, and go into some of those groups and network, right? It is 100% free marketing for yourself. And you can literally just say, hey guys, my name is Rashana. I'm looking to purchase, property in this zip code or in this area or this type or whatever the case, put your email there, say, hey, send me any deals that you have. And I guarantee you will start to receive properties, right? You want to make sure that you are putting yourself out there to attract exactly what it is that you're looking for. Closed mouths don't get fed. And while I was building my social media, I consistently put out exactly what it was that I was looking for. So, I have over like 140,000 followers across my platforms, and marketing is key. Like everything Asia was on here was talking about, make sure you guys take notes and you listen, because the majority of my deals and clients come through social media, and yours can too. So do not sleep on that. The next thing is off market, right? Everybody wants an off market deal. Everybody hears about off market deals, but it's like, where do you find them? So the other thing that I would say is get familiar with any wholesalers that are in your market. Again, I can type in Chicago wholesaling or Chicago wholesalers or any of that. And what they'll do is they'll add you on their distribution list. And basically a wholesaler is an individual who's just the middleman between the buyer and the seller. In Illinois, they have to be licensed and actually in order to actually do the business full time. But in many other states, they don't even need a license. But the difference is that an agent is actually going in and representing either a buyer or seller in a transaction and actually brokering the deal. A wholesaler is doing a number of different marketing methods to find usually a distressed seller. And a distressed seller is going to be somebody, maybe it's a tired landlord, or maybe it's somebody that, maybe has been a death in the family and they have to sell their property or whatever the case, right? Maybe they are owe back taxes on the property and things like that. So there are different softwares and programs that allow wholesalers to search and see who has, old tax debt on a property, or who is, delinquent on this, or who has liens, or who has this. And they actually target those specific sellers, those specific homeowners, and they get the properties under contract, and then they blast it out to their email list. So I say all that to say, you want to make sure that in this market, you're also on a number of different wholesalers lists. I probably get at least, I probably get at least 10 to 15 emails a week, probably 10 to 20 emails a week from wholesalers, off-market properties, off-market deals and opportunities, things that are not on the MLS, which is the public listing site that, realtors use to list properties. And there's been a number of great deals and great transactions that have been done off-market because of those connections. The next thing is leveraging your real estate professionals. So aside from, just marketing yourself, putting it out there, this is who I am, and this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I want to do, right? Posting it on your social media, you will be surprised by literally you putting out a post and saying that, hey, again, hey, I'm venturing into this is what I'm looking for, and for whatever reason. And you will be surprised by who sees it, who calls you, who messages you and say, hey, I saw that you were looking for a property. My aunt just told me that she wants to, sell her property. Are you interested in taking a look at it? I mean, literally that is how it happens, but you have to put yourself out there. So aside from social media, aside from, wholesalers, I want you to also leverage real estate professionals. So real estate professionals are going to be I'm going to list them, but not limited to your attorney, right? Or a real estate attorney, as Ebony mentioned. So an attorney, a real estate inspector, a photographer, y'all. The real estate photographers, they have access to the deals before they hit the market. I built a great relationship with my photographer, and I told him, I said, hey, when you're out here taking pictures for any other deals, any other realtors, if you happen to photograph, these specific type of properties. So specifically, I told them any motel units, they need 3 or 4 units, they need 3 or 4 units that you take a picture of, please let me know. Right. So networking with different professionals and letting them know as well, because they know about the deals before they hit the market. They have access to the deals before they hit the market. And again, everybody wants to know how to get an off-market deal. Well, I'm telling you, right? Just have those conversations, put yourself out there and put yourself in front of the right individuals. Any realtor, that you have in your phone, any contractor that you have in your phone, send it out and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. And I guarantee you put it out there and what you want to attract will come. So those are just a few tips in regards to finding deals in this crazy market. But the great thing is that it's not as much of a crazy market as it once was. We are in a shifting market, but as real estate professionals, we just shift with the market, right? So if it doesn't make sense to buy 5-bedroom, 3 baths anymore as investors, and we got to adjust our strategy to only focusing on 3-bedroom, 2 baths, then that's what we're shifting to, right? And so I want you guys to keep that in mind when you're looking for these deals, when we're talking about, which way the direction is going. Stick to your numbers, stick to your goals, whether you're looking to flip or hold or whatever it is you're looking to do. Deals are still out there, and wait for the right deal. Right? I want you guys to keep this in mind as you are building your portfolio, as you're looking for properties to rehab. I pass out I pass up on good deals all the time to hold out for the great deals. So that's all I got.
Thank you so much, Rashana. I think that one of the key nuggets that you just gave right now is that, you may not find your real estate deal necessarily just by looking on the MLS. But if you're looking and you're out there talking to people, I agree that some of the best deals that I've found, I bought that commercial property. I got that commercial property just by talking to people, just telling them what I want to do. So if you've never, if you want to invest in real estate and this is something new to you, and really if you have any dream, I think, so many people say, oh, if you want to start a business or something, don't tell anybody because, and I say, tell everybody, right? Because you have to figure out who your audience is and you'll figure out really quickly, like talking to people, some people just won't get it and that's fine. Leave them where they are. But there's somebody that will get it and there's somebody that will help you and walk you through. So thank you so much, Rashana, for sharing. And we can't wait to see you at the Wealth and Wellness Experience in October in Tulum.
I cannot wait. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this amazing event. I cannot wait. Tulum is awesome. Wealth and Wellness. Some sun and sunshine.
Now we're having a green party on the beach. You got your green outfit ready for the beach party?
No, I do. I'm ready.
All right, y'all. You got 60 days to get it together. Next up is Tasia, who's going to share a little bit of information about our hotel. Tasia, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Spiceda. I'm one of the marketing coordinators as well as the brand photographer for our event that's going to be in Tulum. So if you guys are ready to get your content created, we are going to be having some mini sessions at the end of each day. So if you want to sign up for those slots, we do have a link tree where you can sign up for 15-minute sessions. We can go to all of the different Instagrammable locations at the resort. It's so huge. And I'm going to show you guys a promo video of what our experience was like when we were out there in June. Okay.
Thank you so much for that, Tasia. We are so excited to be there and take more beautiful photos and just get ready for the event. We can't wait. Next up, we have Plant-Based Jeff. Now, Jeff is not only plant-based, but he sells sea moss, which I hadn't tried yet. I still haven't tried yet. I'm working on it. I'm working up my nerve. I'm definitely going to try it soon. But Jeff says that sea moss can help you with your sex life. He says sea moss can help you lose weight. He says sea moss can help you get off medication. There are so many benefits of sea moss, and Jeff is going to tell us about them right now. Jeff, you ready?
Hey, thank you so much, Ebony. I appreciate the invite. I appreciate having me to come out as well to Tulum as well. So I do want to briefly go over, the benefits of sea moss. We could talk about the sex component, but I'm going to talk about other benefits as well. So just to let you know who I am, I'm Plant-Based Jeff, a top sea moss provider and a plant-based transition coach. I help people of color to transition to a plant-based lifestyle so that they can get off of medications, have more healthier lives, have more energy, and just live their best lives. So when it comes to sea moss, I'm gonna break it down to the who, the what, the when, and the where, just to keep it real simple. So the who, we'll start with the who. So who can take sea moss? That can be anybody. We have anywhere from toddlers to infants. If you're in that whole holistic mindset, they definitely give it to the babies. They do it while they're pregnant. Women can take sea moss while they're pregnant. Now, some doctors may advise against it, so always consult with your doctor first, because I don't know your health condition. So some health conditions can kind of conflict with sea moss, like if you have certain thyroid issues. If you're producing too much iodine already, if you're producing too much, sea moss may not be for you. But if you're deficient in that area, depending on what type of thyroid case you may be, it can actually help. So I'm gonna go to the what exactly is sea moss? Sea moss is a sea algae. It came originally, I mean, it became popular in Ireland. Back in the 1800s, they had a potato famine. They found people were dying and starving, and the sea moss started to wash up on the beach, and people started to eat it. They started to notice that people were surviving by taking sea moss. Eventually, people started to make soups out of it, and they called it like a poor man's porridge. So people would take that, and later on, they found that it was packed with minerals, vitamins, all of this good stuff, and that's why people survived. Well, people found out about it all over the world. It became very popular in the Caribbeans. So, you know, the Caribbeans is real big on natural and holistic herbs and supplements. So that became one of the staples. And it was kind of like just a Caribbean island type things. A lot of people over here didn't know about it. Dr. Sadie actually made it very popular. So when he started to talk about it and the benefits, that kind of ushered in the introduction to sea moss. But still, that was still in that whole conscious community. You know, you had to be woke to know about sea moss. It was like a thing, you know. A lot of people didn't know about it. It wasn't until COVID hit that sea moss just really took off. People were having congestion issues. If you know anything about COVID, I had nurses, doctors hitting me up that was on the holistic side, but they worked in the medical field. And they was like, hey, I need sea moss to help me with my immune system. I see what's going on with people. They need that zinc that's included in sea moss. Like, we need this. So during COVID, when people were looking for natural alternatives, they naturally turned to sea moss. So that's when I started selling before then, but like during COVID, it just like went bananas. So since then, we're close to like almost 7 figures, like in a matter of 2 years. So we've served over 20,000 people. So I say we have impacted over 20,000 people. So we've helped people to lose weight. We've helped people to get off of medication, and we've helped people to experience sea moss for the very first time. So the next question or the next topic is when? When do you take sea moss? I'd say you can take sea moss mainly in the mornings. Also, I would take sea moss if you're about to go to big conferences. So like if you're coming into Tulum, you want to boost your immune system up. Sea moss, some of the benefits also is it's a natural immune booster. It's filled with over 90 plus vitamins and minerals that are essential to your body. So it's the stuff that you already got in your body that your body produces or it can't produce. And sea moss can do all of that for you. So I would take it in the mornings. It's a good pre-workout, post-workout deal. You can take it in gel form. When I say the gel, it comes in a sea algae. So it looks almost like a seaweed. So it's a process where you soak it, clean it, blend it, and turn it into a gel. And then a lot of people like to put that in their sea moss. Put the sea moss in their smoothies. They like to take it by mouth. You can put it in your soups. You can actually use it as a face mask as well. So that's why I love sea moss so much, is because it's like a one-stop shop. As I tell everybody, I'm plant-based. If you change your diet, that would address about 70% of your issues. So a lot of people, they are always asking for, you know, the magic pill or this and that. It's a combination of all of these things that we talked about earlier. It's doing the yoga, it's being stress-free, it's doing meditation, it's doing all of these other things, engagements with friends and family. All of that plays a part in your whole wealth. I mean, your health. So definitely, you can't have one without the other. So if you eat right, I tell everybody, if you're plant-based, it's helped me so much. It helped me to lose right at over 60 pounds. I know someone else mentioned earlier that they lost about 62. So I'm happy to hear that, because it can happen, people, if you eat right. And I didn't exercise a whole lot. I utilize sea moss. Sea moss is also a good appetite suppressant, because you got all of those minerals. Your cells are actually getting fed. And a lot of people, you're hungry because people are eating processed foods and it's bypassing the cells, and you're still hungry. And also they got still got MSG in food and stuff. Like a lot of people, you remember you would go to the Chinese restaurants and you feel like, man, I ate boom, boom, the chicken and the rice, and man, I'm hungry in like 2 hours. That's MSG and other chemicals and other things in the food that are continually making you hungry. So when you take a natural supplement like sea moss, your cells are fed, so you're not as hungry. So that's why I always promote sea moss when you're doing a detox, because a lot of people are not used to having that hunger and all of that stuff going on. So sea moss can help curb that appetite as long as you're drinking plenty of water with it. The next thing is where can you get it from? Obviously we provide it, but I'm gonna tell you where it originates from. I told you in the beginning, you can get it from Ireland. They have Irish sea moss. A lot of people still take on the name as Irish sea moss, but it's Jamaican sea moss. It's Grenada sea moss. It's Jamaican sea moss. It's St. Lucia. That's where we source ours from local divers in St. Lucia. So wherever is native to that country, that's where that sea moss is from. But you'll hear everybody say, oh, you got Irish sea moss, or you got that Dr. Sebi sea moss. It has a lot of different species depending on what country that you get it from. So you even got sea moss off the coast of South Africa. I know suppliers there, they reach out to me all the time. Hey, I got this stuff over in South Africa, but I like dealing with the Caribbean. For one, it's closer to us, so I can get it more quickly. Also, I have a relationship with those divers down there. So I don't know some of these people in these other places. I don't know how they clean it. I don't know how they dry it. But I know with my people that I've been dealing with for the over 2 years, they're solid. Well, over 3 years now, because like I said, I was selling it before COVID. So that's the where. So let's get on the topic of the sex part. So a lot of people have heard of sea moss kind of being like an aphrodisiac, a natural aphrodisiac. And it really is. Again, everything goes back to minerals and vitamins. That's what it goes back to. So with men, it can help alleviate inflammation. And when you alleviate inflammation, blood can flow. And we know when blood can flow with men, some things can happen. So it's good for men in that regard. But then again, I get on the fellas too, to still let them know that, hey, you may have to cut back on some of the meat, on some of the alcohol, on some of the cigars, some of the stuff that guys that we love to do, just kind of bring that to a minimum, so that your body can take this and, you can function properly. It also helps with women too. For women and men, it helps to increase the libido. And like I said, it goes back to the minerals and the vitamins. So in the Caribbean islands, they make different drinks out of it. They mix it with rum. They got drinks called I forgot one of the names. It's like Backbreaker or something. It's like some funny name, but they are real serious about referring that to like a elixir, kind of like a natural Viagra in a sense, for men and women. So that's what people, they know about it from sex. But what I tell people, it all goes back to eating right too. So if you already got inflammation is coming from processed foods that you're eating. So that's why I advocate for plant-based. It's a difference between plant-based and vegan. A lot of people get it confused. Yeah, we don't eat meat, we don't eat dairy and all of that. But vegans vegans are actual activists as well. When you say vegan, these are people who don't wear leather belts. They got the Tesla with the fox leather. They don't fool with anything with animals. A true vegan. a lot of people that claim that they're vegan these days aren't true vegan. And so they do it from that standpoint, but they want to help the animals. They are looking out for animals and also, eating right, but they eat a lot of processed foods as well. When it comes to a lot of processed foods, some of the burgers that you see and the pizzas, this market has exploded, and they love to stamp the name plant-based on it. That kind of, it's all marketing, but plant-based is actually consuming whole fruits and vegetables, nuts, legume, beans, seeds, all of that. So that's the side that I'm on. So I like to do stuff like, hey, I like to do quinoa with a mix of oyster mushrooms and a bunch of vegetables. I like to do sweet potatoes. I like to do Brussels sprouts. I like to do hummus wraps. There's a lot of different things that you can do plant-based where you're eating real food. Plant-based is essentially you're eating one ingredient foods. So a potato is a potato, okra is okra, and you're putting that all together. So it makes life real simple. When it comes to my meals, I eat twice a day. So one, I'm gonna do a heavy smoothie after my workout in the morning. I'm gonna fast up until that point. So I'm gonna just consume water, take some sea moss, work out, and then I'll consume like a smoothie. That'll be kind of serve as my lunch. And then later on in the day, close around 5 or 6, I'll have my last meal, which will be some type of bowl, some type of wrap, or it could be another smoothie, depending on how busy I am, or a juice, if I'm juicing, if I'm detoxing. But I normally cut my schedule off at 6, 7 p.m. every day. But I eat a lot of fruit in between. I do dates, I do grapes, I do apples, bananas. So I stay full throughout the day with fruits and vegetables. So that's the deal with sea moss. So if you need sea moss or you want to get educated about sea moss, just follow me on social media, all my platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, IG are all plantbasedjeff.com or plantbased Jeff. And you can learn everything you need to know about sea moss. So even if you don't purchase from us, we want to empower you to have the knowledge so that you can go out here and be safe, because a lot of people are selling sea moss and they're not doing it the right way. And so we try to educate people on that so we can keep you safe and so you don't get taken advantage of.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate all of that knowledge that you're giving. And Jeff and Spiceda and Larry and Rashana and I had an amazing time this past weekend at InvestFest. We learned so much. But on the first day, I flew in the same day as the conference, and my flight left Chicago at 5 a.m. And midday, we went to try to eat something, and I was like, I had a couple French fries, but I was like, they didn't really have too much I could eat. And I was cool. And Jeff said, that's that plant-based diet that got you that energy. You were able to make it through the day. A lot of people wouldn't have been able to do that. And I made it through the entire day, 5 a.m. And we didn't probably go to bed until about 10 o'clock that night. And I did. And that's the one thing that I've learned with a plant-based diet is that I've had so much more energy. And as you get older, that becomes more and more important. So thank you so much for that information. I am super excited now to bring up Larry Jones. Larry Jones is our stock expert, and he's going to talk to us about investing in the stock market and what we should be doing right now. Again, we're in a recession and we want to know, what should we do? Larry?
Does work better when I'm unmuted. How you guys doing this evening?
We are doing great. Larry
great.
And Spiceda and I had a great dinner in Atlanta, Georgia. And Larry he's so funny. So I'm super excited to, in addition to all of his other talents, he's also funny. So we're excited to have him. Thank you so much, Larry.
It's gonna be a good time. That's all I got to say. We are in some crazy times right now. So, if you guys have heard, the president came out, they did this whole media blitz about, regardless of what the numbers say, that we are not in a recession. Then the Fed came out and said, we're not in a recession. And I just want to let every one of you know that we are in a recession. Okay. And so if you go back to 2008, they did the exact same thing. And December 1st of 2008, they came out and said, we're in a recession. Then they said, by the way, we've been in a recession since the second quarter of 2007. In 2007, they said we weren't in a recession. And this is one of the things that is political because, you know, elections are coming up. This is the same environment as before. Just as a side note, you remember when who was president? You know, we respect all of the presidents, but who was president back then? When his numbers went low, what happened? Kill bin Laden. Think about it. What just happened? And so these are just political scoring points, but here's how you and I can be prepared. Right now is actually the best time to start accumulating stocks. And if you're in a crypto, also what's called layer one cryptos, right? And so I would suggest anyone that's not into stocks, I'm not talking about your 401ks, and I'm not talking about retirement funds that you have no control over. I'm talking about opening up your own account. Just because you have one, you may say, hey, I already have Fidelity, or I already have TD Ameritrade. Well, I have 7 brokers. And so it is imperative now that while stock are at fair value and pushed under fair value, and they'll continue to go under fair value, meaning they will be undervaluated, okay? Which means that they're cheaper than what they should be. You hear something called the PE ratios, the price to earnings. So a lot of these stocks now are on discount. Let's just call it a basement sale. And now's the time to start accumulating, but you don't go and buy big chunks right now. What you do is just take bite-sized pieces based on how you get paid. We have a lot of people following us in our Larry Jones $5 a day challenge. And, you know, yours may be $50 a day. But this is what we're using as a template, right? And so we're buying the Apples, the Microsoft, the Google. We're buying VOO and VTI. These are ETFs with just one basket full of the entire stock market. And now you can buy fractional shares. So if you want to buy $5 a day of Tesla or $5 a day of Google, you can do that now with fractional shares. And so now's the time to start accumulating, because when the recession is over, you will look back at these prices of these companies, these blue chip companies, and say, I wished I've gotten in. The way to assure that you have the best price is to dollar cost average in. That way you're buying when it's low and you're buying when it's high. And the only way to assure you have the best price is to continue to what's called DCA, dollar cost average. So that's what I want to tell you right now. We're going to be talking about a lot in Tulum. We're going to be teaching you guys the things and the tools that you need to know to be successful in the stock market and crypto. There's a lot of FUD going on about crypto. FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You have any questions?
I was muted. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in a chat, or if you're on social media, feel free to put your questions up there. And where Larry is here, he's available to answer them. I'm telling you, he gave me some advice this week on Sunday that me and my husband sat down and used the last 2 days.
You did your
And
homework. I'm
and you see,
proud.
listen, I got a smile on my face. I got a smile on my face. So I'm super excited. I'm ready to start employing some of these techniques. And you're going to be telling us more about this in detail. And I love that you're very helpful, but you explain it in a way that me, who's not a math person, and I haven't done stock market. I invest in real estate, and I never could get my mind around the stock market, but I love how you explain things in a way that people can understand them.
Hey,
So
my theory is talk to me like I'm 3.
Someone said, do you recommend using Robinhood for a beginner investor?
No, do not use Robin the Hood. As a beginning investor, I have a link. If you go to my YouTube page, just go to YouTube and put in Larry Jones. You will see a link called Webull, Webull. You can use that for your day trading because it's very phone friendly. I do 90% of my trading there. If you're at work, if you're busy, you literally can set your stop losses. You can set your buy and your sell orders and just go to work and do what you do and have your money making money for you, right? And then keep a legacy broker for your Roth IRAs, right? And so what a Roth IRA is, and I would suggest using Fidelity for your Roth IRA. What that is the government allows you up to, if you're over 51, the government allows you up to $7,000 a year. And if you're under, 51. If you're under 50, they allow you to put in $6,000 a year. And the beauty of that is you could buy and sell stock within that Roth IRA. And when you go to draw it out at the age of 59 and older, or a minimum of 5 years, you pay no capital gains tax. It's called pre-taxed. The biggest threat to your money after you retire is taxes.
The biggest threat to your money is taxes.
Taxes.
All right.
Yep.
Spiceda will tell you that. And she was talking a little bit earlier about tax strategies and how you can write off your trip to Mexico. Larry is telling you, come on, y'all, taxes. So we got to figure out ways to have shelters for them. And one of those shelters is a Roth IRA for business owners. Thank you.
And if you're a business owner, you can actually, there's a lot of things. There's backdoor Roths where your business can put in more than the 7,000.
Awesome. Well, that is great information, Uncle Larry. And we really appreciate you being on tonight. And we look forward to seeing you in Mexico in October. Thank you so much for giving us your time this evening. Now we're going to bring back on Asia because Asia, unfortunately, she was on earlier, but we weren't connected to our socials and we were having some technical issues. And she had some great nuggets to share about social media. Now, Larry also shared some great nuggets with me about YouTube. And I'm working on my YouTube channel now, thanks to Larry. So look for that to come out. I'm going to be in that studio, so I'm going to need a nice background, Larry. Asia, are you ready?
I am ready. Thank you so much, Ebony.
No, thank you. I really appreciate you. I'm so glad that you were willing to hop back on because I'm like, hey, you gave some great information and I don't want people to have missed it. So thank you.
I love it. Well, thank you again. And I'm excited to be a part of the Wealth and Wellness Experience in October, where I'll be talking about monetizing social media. But tonight, I want to talk a little bit about leveraging social media for your professional goals. And my name is Asia Corinne McGee. I'm a Chicago-based personal branding strategist and messaging specialist, and I help purpose-driven entrepreneurs and corporate professionals to become the undeniable choice. So before I get into why or how you can use social media to leverage your professional goals, I really want to help you understand the importance of the personal brand, the power of the personal brand. So Some people may think that they don't have a personal brand. I know entrepreneurs assign a high degree of importance to it because it's directly linked to streams of monetization. But sometimes if you are in the corporate arena or feel like your position is secure and you really don't need to be online, you may not prioritize building your personal brand. But everybody has a personal brand. And the reason why is because every day, people are interacting with us in a number of different ways, and they're forming perceptions about us as they interact with us. And how we live in their minds after that interaction is our personal brand. And so personal brand, it's the sum of widely accepted perceptions. We don't dictate what our personal brand is. We just influence the perception of us through personal branding. So when we talk about, personal branding, it's the activity of communicating the brand, which is our distinction, the experience of us. That's what people are getting when they're interacting with us. And so personal branding, we're leading the conversation about us in order to shape that perception around us. It's super important for us to really create this conversation around our distinction because it's how we stand out. Even in the most highly saturated marketplaces or, corporate workspaces, we have the opportunity to be the undeniable choice when we prioritize personal branding. So we're living in a day and age where it can seem like a lot of perceived competition. I mean, people are getting more and more advanced degrees, and barriers to entry in certain industries are becoming lower. And so you look around and you say, okay, I'm a personal branding strategist, and there are also 100, 1,000 more people that have the same title as me. Well, how do I separate myself from the rest? And it is by letting the personal brand rise to the top of the conversation. That distinction, which really comes from the sum of the personal brand, which is your purpose, your passions, your skills, your gifts, your personality, all of those things give you a really distinct taste. And that's what you really want to spend your time really communicating and carrying out. So social media then becomes this powerful personal branding tool for you that allows you to carry out that conversation. It's an amplifier for you where you can, allow your distinction to sing, where you can create impact through your message, through your skills, through your gifts. Social media, as we know, allows you to reach globally just at the touch of, your fingertips, and you can impact people that you have literally never met before. And so how you build your personal brand online through social media. First, understand that you build a brand through content. So content, just how, a picture can say 1,000 words, you can create a picture with words. And so each and every day we're engaging with people online who are sharing content, and this content is giving us an understanding of who they are, and that's how they're living in our minds. So ultimately, we want our social media presence to be just as powerful, just as strong as if somebody met us in person. And really, to have a strong personal brand, excuse me, as a thought leader, you want to make sure you're sharing original and authoritative content. So, when we're on social media, excuse me, one moment, you guys. Thank you. When we're on social media casually, we're sharing memes, we're doing all those things, we're kind of playing and having a good time. When you are leveraging social media for your professional goals, you want to make sure that you're actually sharing content that provides high value for others, that's really anchored in your difference, because that's what fuels your thought leadership. And that thought leadership becomes a catalyst for influence. So if you look at anybody who is considered an influencer online, they're an influencer because they have anchored themselves in the content creation space in a way that has allowed them to come to the top of the conversation. And I think Gary Vee, and I may have heard some others, say this quote as of late, that attention is currency in this digital age. So social media really offers you this stage that can ultimately lead to wealth in the form of visibility and connections, opportunity and profitability. You want to approach social media with a goal, and you want to say, what types of content do I need to be creating to achieve that goal? What types of content will shape the perception of me in a desired direction so that the answer is undeniably yes when my name comes up for consideration. So a few things that you should be thinking about as it relates to leveraging social media for your professional goals. First, you want to identify your distinction. We talked about your distinction really being this intangible asset that is the taste that all those unique elements of your personal brand really gives off. Then you want to really get a goal in mind and then understand how you need to be perceived in order to get the yes. Because at the door of every opportunity that we want, whether it's a new client or a partnership or to get that new position in corporate, there is a decision maker, and that decision maker needs to think something about us in order to tell us yes. So we start with how we need to be perceived to get the yes, and then go back and say, what story am I telling through my online channels? Am I telling that story that would get me the yes? And even you can ask other people. So I like to survey my audiences, just to get a range of, kind of opinions. What are the first 3 things that come to mind when you think of me? Get that feedback, analyze that feedback to see what people are associating you with. If those things are in line with how you need to be perceived to achieve your goals, then great, keep doing more of what you're doing. If you need to get other things to the top of the conversation, and you say, okay, what is my content creation strategy? What stories do I need to be telling visually and through words to turn that tide of perception in a direction that's actually benefiting me and my goals? So really, the strength of your social media presence will help people to better understand who you are, keep you tip of tongue and top of mind for opportunities, and position you for game-changing collaborations and connections. So, the bridge from here to there is the personal branding. We all have somewhere that we want to go, and by allowing ourselves to step on that stage and to provide high value to others, to create impact, and sharing our distinction so that we can, rise above the noise that's going on, we can see ourselves achieving goals. One of the biggest barriers for any professional, any entrepreneur, is people perceiving them incorrectly. You can be the perfect person for that job or opportunity, but if people don't see you correctly, then that will be a barrier to you getting it. But through personal branding, you have the opportunity to take control of that conversation, give people the cues, give people the messaging that will serve you to your professional goals. So don't let your social media go dry. Make sure that those platforms are actually being leveraged to your benefit so that you can get where you desire to go.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you hopping back on and tell us that. I'm over here writing notes and texting my friend who's been having trouble in her interviews. I'm like, oh man, you got to hear this. So she said, I'm listening. She's on. So that was really great information. And I think that sometimes social media just isn't fun, or it's like, it's a lot of work, but like you said, you can't let it go dry, because it's really that brand you build will help you every step along the way.
Yes.
So we really appreciate you. This has been amazing information this evening, you guys. And as you know, these are our speakers that are going to join us in Tulum, Mexico in October. So we're super excited to have them all join us October the 7th through 10th. We have our travel agent on the line, Galen Everson. Galen, can you wave your hand? Galen is on, and Galen has been watching these flights, and she sent us a message last week and she was like, hey, the flights went down. So if you guys haven't gotten your flight yet, the flights are down. Make sure you get your flight. You have 60 days. Go ahead, book your ticket. Galen wants to say something. Go ahead, Galen.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm Galen Everson. And as she said, I can help you with your travel. I would definitely want to get you to Tulum. This is just a snippet of all the treasures and gems you will see. The flights are going up and down, so I can get you a good deal no matter where you're coming. I want to get you there so you can get this valuable information. Please feel free to reach out to me. You can call me. You can go to the website, and I will be here to help you. And I want you there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I love your glasses, Galen. Those are so cute. So yes, we are super excited in any way that we can help you to book your travel. Larry asked me, I think, but I've gotten asked this a few times, why Tulum? Now, Tulum is what they call a vortex, which means the land has a lot of minerals in it. So when you're there, you have like an automatic calm that comes over your body. And this event is for high earning, high achieving Black professionals. And we're busy, running all the time. And I really wanted to have it someplace where we can actually disconnect, we can relax, and we can create a true experience. And that's why we're calling it the Wealth and Wellness Experience, because it's not just about sitting and hearing these speakers, but we're going to have workouts throughout the day. We're going to have parties in the evening. We're planning to have a great time at this all-inclusive Hilton Tulum. If you want to join us, please go to our website, www.wealthandwellnessexp.com. And we have a little special gift for you guys for participating tonight. And we really appreciate you all being on here. We are offering $100 off, and the $100 off code is Tulum 2022. So if you haven't booked your ticket, go to the website, put in Tulum 2022, and you will get the $100 off. Our trips are starting at $11.99 per person. That includes your all-inclusive hotel. It includes so that's your food and your drinks the entire time. The hotel is separated into like buildings instead of just being like this huge resort, which I love because I hate like those big resorts, and I really do like smaller boutique hotels, but they've kind of broken this one up so it's like that. And each building has its own pool, and they have servers at the pool, so it's very nice. And every room in the resort has a view of the ocean, so it's amazing. So the $11.99 includes your ticket to the event. It includes all of the speakers. It includes all of our events. And so we really hope to see you in Tulum, Mexico. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you guys have questions for us, please feel free to contact us either through the website or on social media. We are on Facebook and we are on Instagram as the Wealth and Wellness EXP. And our information is right here, Wealth and Wellness EXP, www.wealthandwellnessexp.com. We can't wait to see you in Tulum in October. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. And thank you to our speakers. Have a great night.